Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket. Today on the show... Alright, well I guess we'll be looking through the mailbag. You know I'm a person with feelings. First though, the news, which has been conveniently mailed to me. And Riot Games has lifted a permanent ban on disgraced League of Legends pro player Nikolai Jensen. Jensen was banned from the game in 2013 for toxic behaviour, but changes to Riot's ban policies have shifted the focus from punishment to reform. Providing he diligently attends meetings with his parole officer and hands in a clean P sample, Jensen will be able to resume professional play on the 11th of May. Yesterday was April Fool's Day and some cheeky developers got up to some mischief, so here's some of our favourite gaming trolls from the day.
Nothing else on the market will give you a more genuine race experience while sitting in your cubicle, looking at a 5-inch screen and using your thumbs to shift.
We've heard you pretty boys and fancy lads like your games to have a comprehensible structure. Too bad. It's upside down. Welcome to Australia, you drongos, you dingo jokes, you nail long we put up with.
Okay, let's go. Ugh. You know I could have you fired. Ugh. Why don't we just use email? Okay, our first letter is from Josh. And Josh writes, "Hey guys, loved the 3 shows, was just asking if Pocket can do more DLC reviews like the Jaws of Hacken, etc. Keep up the good work." Josh, yes, absolutely we will be doing DLC reviews. We kind of miss Dragon Age, but in this day and age, DLC is often as big as the game itself. So we will cover the good stuff, just not the trash releases that are just wallet grabs. I'm looking at you, Destiny, with your 3 missions and half of the content is a timed exclusive to PlayStation. Moving on. And next up we have a letter from Adam Mons, who asks, "Now that Elder Scrolls Online has dropped its subscription fee, is it worth buying?" No. Our next question is from Draco's Fire 7 in Melbourne. Mr. Fire 7 says, "I was wondering your thoughts on an indie game I'm interested in, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It looks like a fun game with a lot of interesting mechanics, and I was wondering your opinion on it." Mr. Fire 7, that game is excellent. Play that game. Don't play Elder Scrolls Online. Henry from Outer Melbourne wants to learn. "I'm really interested in reviewing games, but am a bit lost as to where to start. Would you have any tips for how to critique a game and present it in a way that others would like to read?" Great question, Henry. Look, the first step in critiquing anything is to pretend you're my mother. Now stand back and look at the game as a whole and ask yourself, what did you like about the game? What don't you like about the game? How has the game disappointed you as a son? First, you should play the game. Just get a feel for how it works, how you feel when you're playing it, whether you're having fun or not. Is it challenging and satisfying like The Binding of Isaac, or is it just frustrating and derivative like Elder Scrolls Online? Did it make you laugh? Did you find yourself not being able to put it down? This gives you a good indication as to what direction your review will be headed. Then look at all the individual systems of the game and ask yourself, how successfully have they been implemented? What are the controls like? How are the graphics? Was the story interesting? You can compare these to other kinds of games in the same genre to see what you think. This is the meat of your review, where you'll tell people what you think is important to mention about this specific game. If this game was a woman, I would not talk to her because she's out of my league. If this game was a guy, his name would be Chad, and he'd play water polo. Then just pepper in some anecdotes about experiences you had while you were playing, and whether or not you think the game will be an experience that you will remember in years to come. Then just send that game to boarding school because you don't love it anymore. Fearful writes in, "What is Five Nights at Freddy's rated? I watched my friend play it once and now I can't sleep with the lights off. Help!" Look, I'm sorry to hear that, Fearful. The game is actually unrated, so it's either suitable for no one or only suitable for the smallest of children. I don't know which. But I have to ask, what were you doing sleeping with the lights off in the first place? Between monsters under the bed, that thing behind your door, and the fact that I'm always watching you no matter how many blankets you hide under, that light should be staying on permanently. In fact, just don't sleep. Our final question comes in from Undies in Bindi Beach. Whatever happened to the 3D platformer collectathon genre? They used to make so many great ones like Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, etc. Those games were so much fun. God, I loved Crash Bandicoot. You know what? Let's just play some Crash Bandicoot for a second. Games are awesome. But look, now every game needs to be gritty and realistic and voiced by Troy Baker.
I go to Colombia to get you.
Afghanistan is a big place, but you're gonna mark it on the map.
And I think the truth is that those games actually just got absorbed into other games. Every single AAA game now has to have collectible books or chests or audio logs or hard drives. In fact, big games are criticized if they don't have some extra little collectible objective built into them. Sly Cooper did have a recent reappearance, but it's a bit lackluster. Also, avoid knack. Just don't play knack, okay?
Someone could get hurt.
But look, your best bet for finding that kind of game is to stick with Mario. Super Mario 3D World was superb. Alright, that's it for today's episode of Pocket. Edit Monkey, play me out some Bandicoot. NichBoy out! We done?